The science behind Starlink and its impact. Introduction. In the rapidly evolving landscape of global communications, SpaceX's Starlink project stands out as a revolutionary effort to provide high-speed internet connectivity to the most remote corners of the planet. By deploying a constellation of low Earth orbit (LEO) satellites, Starlink aims to bridge the digital divide, enabling access to information, education, and economic opportunities for millions. But what are the scientific principles underpinning this ambitious project, and what implications does it have for society, technology, and the environment? How Starlink works. At its core, Starlink relies on an interconnected network of small satellites operating in LEO, typically at altitudes ranging from 340 kilometers to 1,200 kilometers. Unlike traditional geostationary satellites positioned at 36,000 kilometers, LEO satellites drastically reduce latency, making them ideal for real-time applications like video conferencing and online gaming. Starlink satellites use advanced phased array antennas to communicate with ground stations and user terminals. These antennas allow for highly directional beams, which can dynamically adjust to maintain a strong connection as satellites move across the sky. The satellites are also equipped with laser links, enabling them to relay data to each other in orbit, reducing reliance on ground-based infrastructure. To deliver connectivity, a Starlink user requires a small, dish-shaped antenna that auto-aligns with the satellite network. The system operates in the Ku-band and Ka-band frequencies, providing download speeds ranging from 50 megabits per second to over 200 megabits per second, with ongoing upgrades promising even higher performance. Scientific challenges and innovations. The development and deployment of Starlink involve overcoming numerous technical and scientific challenges. Orbital mechanics. Maintaining a constellation of thousands of satellites requires precise orbital calculations to prevent collisions and ensure optimal coverage. SpaceX uses advanced software to continuously monitor and adjust satellite trajectories. Signal propagation. High-frequency signals are susceptible to atmospheric attenuation, particularly during rain or heavy cloud cover. Starlink's system compensates by dynamically reallocating bandwidth and leveraging multiple satellites to maintain connectivity. Miniaturization and energy efficiency. The compact design of Starlink satellites integrates solar panels, propulsion systems, and communication equipment within a small form factor. The use of krypton-based ion thrusters for orbital adjustments represents a cost-effective alternative to traditional xenon propulsion. Scaling and redundancy. Operating a constellation with tens of thousands of satellites necessitates robust systems to handle scaling, redundancy, and fault tolerance. The integration of artificial intelligence in managing these constellations has been instrumental in ensuring reliability. Advancements in laser communication. Starlink's use of inter-satellite laser links facilitates high-speed data transfer between satellites, reducing latency and enabling coverage in regions without ground stations. This innovation is critical for improving the system's efficiency and global reach. Economic and social impacts. Starlink's potential to democratize internet access cannot be overstated. In underserved regions, where traditional infrastructure is cost-prohibitive or logistically unfeasible, Starlink offers a viable alternative. For remote schools, healthcare facilities, and businesses, reliable internet can transform lives by facilitating online education, telemedicine, and e-commerce. The benefits extend beyond individual users. Governments and organizations in disaster-prone regions can use Starlink to maintain communication during emergencies. In conflict zones, where infrastructure is often targeted, Starlink provides a lifeline for both civilians and humanitarian organizations. Moreover, Starlink has the potential to stimulate economic growth by enabling participation in the digital economy. For instance, small businesses in rural areas can access global markets, while farmers can leverage smart technologies for precision agriculture. The network's ability to support autonomous drones and vehicles further underscores its transformative potential. The educational sector stands to benefit significantly, as students in remote areas gain access to the same online resources as their urban counterparts. Similarly, healthcare providers can leverage telemedicine to offer consultations and treatments in areas where specialist services were previously unavailable. Environmental and regulatory concerns. Despite its promise, Starlink is not without controversy. The large number of satellites in orbit raises concerns about space debris, which could pose risks to other spacecraft and future missions. To address this, SpaceX has implemented measures such as deorbiting satellites at the end of their operational life and using materials that burn up upon re-entry. Another challenge is the impact on astronomy. The brightness of Starlink satellites can interfere with astronomical observations, prompting calls for mitigation strategies. SpaceX has responded by developing dark-sat coatings and sunshades to reduce reflectivity. However, ongoing dialogue with the scientific community remains critical to finding a sustainable balance. On the regulatory front, Starlink's global reach necessitates coordination with governments and agencies to allocate spectrum and comply with local laws. Balancing commercial interests with public good remains a critical aspect of its operations. Furthermore, addressing the ethical implications of such pervasive connectivity is an evolving conversation, especially regarding privacy and data security. The geopolitical dimension. Starlink also plays a strategic role in geopolitics. By providing a decentralized communication platform, it has the potential to counteract censorship and authoritarian control over information. For instance, during conflicts or political upheavals, access to Starlink could empower activists and journalists by ensuring uninterrupted communication. However, this also raises concerns about its misuse by malicious actors or insurgent groups. As countries race to establish their own satellite networks, Starlink's success has spurred competition and collaboration in the space sector. This could lead to significant advancements in satellite technology but also risks exacerbating the weaponization of space. Starlink's strategic significance extends to national security, where its capabilities could enhance military communication and intelligence operations. Governments may also leverage the network for infrastructure monitoring, environmental research, and disaster preparedness. Future prospects. As of now, Starlink has launched over 4,000 satellites, with plans to deploy up to 42,000 in the coming years. The ongoing enhancements in satellite technology and network architecture promise even greater capabilities, including higher speeds, lower latency, and expanded coverage. Beyond providing internet access, Starlink could play a pivotal role in next-generation technologies, such as autonomous vehicles, Internet of Things, IoT, networks, and disaster response systems. Its ability to rapidly deploy connectivity in crisis zones could revolutionize emergency management. Additionally, Starlink's role in enabling advanced scientific research and exploration, particularly in remote locations, cannot be overlooked.